You ask Claude to review 50 things. It confidently fixes 35, tells you it is done, and you believe it. That is not a glitch, it is physics. The longer any AI works inside a single conversation, the more three specific things happen to it. It gets lazy and quits early. It starts grading its own homework and calls bad work good. And it slowly forgets what you originally asked. Now, here is the part almost nobody is talking about. An engineer who actually builds Claude Code at Anthropic just published the fix. By the end of this video, you will have 7 battle tested patterns and 5 prompts you can copy and paste tonight that turn Claude from a forgetful intern into a relentless, self checking team. Let us get into it. First, you have to understand the disease before the cure makes any sense. Anthropic named 3 failure modes that hit every long running agent, and once you see them, you cannot unsee them. Number 1, agentic laziness. On a big multi part job, Claude stops before the finish line and declares victory. Their own example is brutal. A 50-item security review where it quietly handles 35 of them and moves on like the job is done. Number 2, self-preferential bias. When you ask Claude to check or grade its own work against a rubric, it leans toward liking whatever it already produced. It is grading its own homework and it always gives itself an A. Number 3, goal drift. Across a long session, especially after the conversation gets compacted to save space, it slowly loses the thread and wanders away from what you actually asked for. And here is the uncomfortable truth: your prompts are probably fine. The real problem is that you have been trapping a genius inside a single context window. And that window is the exact place where all 3 of these failures are born. So the obvious move is to just tell Claude, hey, be more thorough, double check yourself. And it barely works. For one simple reason: you are asking the same tired mind that just did the work to also be the harsh critic of that work. It cannot. It is biased toward its own answers and it is running low on attention. You cannot outprompt a structural problem. The fix is not a better sentence, it is a better shape. Instead of one overworked brain doing everything, you bring in a fresh team with a manager and a rulebook. And in Claude Code, that team finally has a name: a dynamic workflow. Here is what that actually means in plain English. When you ask for a workflow, Claude does something a little sneaky. It writes a small program, a short script, that spins up a team of brand new agents and tells each one exactly what to do. And the magic word there is new. Every agent starts with a clean, empty context window. No fatigue, no memory of the last task to be biased about, no drift, because it was just born and handed one tiny job. One agent might write the code. A completely separate agent, who has never seen that code before, is told to attack it and find what is broken. A third agent fixes it. A manager agent collects the results. This is the difference between static and dynamic. A static workflow is a fixed recipe somebody wrote in advance. A dynamic workflow is Claude, using the reasoning of Opus 4.8, writing a custom recipe on the spot, built for your exact task. Think of it this way: one Claude is an intern, a workflow is an entire department, and Claude just became the manager. Now, the good stuff. 7 patterns the builders themselves use, and I am going to make every one of them concrete. Pattern 1: fan out and synthesize. Take a huge job, split it into many small pieces, hand each piece to its own fresh agent running in parallel, then merge all of their answers into one. This is the direct cure for laziness, because no single agent is asked to hold all 50 items in its head. Each one only has to nail its own slice. Pattern 2: adversarial verification. And this is the one that changes everything. After the work is done, You spin up a separate agent whose only job is to tear it apart. Not to be nice, to refute it. You literally tell it, assume this is wrong until proven right. And because that critic is a different agent with a clean context, it has zero loyalty to the work. That is how you finally kill self preferential bias. No more grading its own homework. Pattern 3, loop until done. Instead of telling Claude to try 3 times, you tell it to keep going until a real condition is met. No new bugs found, zero failing tests. It literally keeps spawning fresh agents until the work runs dry. That is the patch for the agent that used to quit at 35 out of 50. It cannot stop early anymore because early is simply not a stopping condition. Pattern 4, generate and filter. Ask for many ideas at once, then run them through a rubric. Throw out the duplicates and keep only the strongest few. It is brainstorming with a built in quality gate. So you get the range of 50 ideas, but you only have to read the top 3. Pattern 5, the tournament. This one is beautiful for anything with taste. You have several agents attempt the same task in totally different ways. Then you judge them head to head, 2 at a time, like a bracket until one winner survives. Naming a product, choosing a design, picking the cleanest approach. Pattern 6, classify and act. A first agent reads the incoming item, decides what type it is, and routes it to the right specialist, exactly like a sharp receptionist. Perfect for triaging a flood of support tickets or bug reports. And pattern 7, model routing. A cheap, fast agent looks at each subtask and decides how much brain power it actually deserves, sending the easy stuff to a small model and saving the expensive model for the genuinely hard parts. That is how the pros keep the bill sane. Okay? Promise kept. Here are 5 prompts pulled straight from the Anthropic post that you can paste into Claude Code tonight. 1. The flaky test killer. This test fails maybe 1 in 50 runs. Set up a workflow to reproduce it, form competing theories about the race condition, and do not stop until one theory survives the evidence. 2. The self-improvement prompt. Using a workflow, go through my last 50 sessions, mine them for corrections I keep making, and turn the recurring ones into rules in my Claude memory file. 3. The hiring filter. Here is a folder of 80 resumes. Use a workflow to rank them for the backend role and then double check the top 10. 4. The namer. I need a name for this tool. Use a workflow to brainstorm a bunch of options and run a tournament to pick the top 3. And 5. The fact checker. Go through my blog post draft and verify every technical claim against the code base using a workflow. I do not want to ship anything wrong. 5 prompts, 5 superpowers, and I will hand you every one of them in writing in a moment. So, how do you actually turn this on? It is almost too easy. You just say the word workflow in your request. Use a workflow to do this. Or you set your effort level to ultra code, and Claude will decide on its own when a task deserves a full team. 3 more things worth knowing. 1. If a workflow gets interrupted, you can resume it and it picks right back up where it left off. 2. You can cap the spend by literally saying use 10,000 tokens and it will respect that budget. And 3. When you build one you love, you save it with a single key press into your workflows folder, or you share it as a skill so your whole team can run it. Now, the part most hype videos will skip because honesty is the only real moat. This is not for everything. A workflow spins up an army of agents, and every single one of them costs tokens. Run it on the wrong task, and you will torch your budget for nothing. Most normal coding does not need a panel of agents arguing with each other. So the builders give you one filter question and you should tattoo it on your brain. Does this really need more compute? If the task is small, or if there is no objective way to measure whether it is right, do not reach for a workflow. Save it for the big high stakes, must be thorough jobs. A scalpel, not a chainsaw, for everything. Step back for a second, because this changes how you should think from now on. For 2 years, everybody obsessed over one question: how do I write the perfect prompt? That era is quietly ending. The new question is: what is the right shape for this work? And who do I need to be that Claude cannot be by itself? And the answer is the skeptic, the manager, the one who refuses to let it grade its own homework. You are not just a prompter anymore, you are an orchestrator. One Claude is a brilliant, slightly lazy intern. A workflow is a department of fresh, sharp specialists who check each other's work. And you just got promoted to the person who runs the whole floor. Let us bring it home. Single context. Claude has three weaknesses: it gets lazy, it grades its own homework, and it drifts off goal. Dynamic workflows fix all three by handing the work to a team of fresh agents that verify each other. And the seven patterns are simply how you direct that team. And the whole decision comes down to one question: is this big, high stakes and measurable? If yes, reach for a workflow. If no, keep it simple. I packed everything into one free guide: all seven patterns, all five copy and paste prompts, and the cheat sheet for when not to use it. So you can put this to work today. Comment the word workflow, and I will send it straight to you. The deep dives live here on YouTube, so subscribe. And the bite sized drops are on Instagram at Hyperautomation Labs. Now, stop trapping a genius in a single window and go build yourself a team.